Welcome to the Love Holistic Living podcast, your roadmap to heal and align mind, body, and soul and become intuitive through food, pleasure, and spirituality with your host and Italian friend, Sara Garofalo. Hey, it's your friend Sara, and today we're going to be discussing signs of gut imbalance and slow metabolism. This is absolutely important to understand and read your body. And I can't tell you how many people, women especially, because I work with women, have expressed their desire to learn the signs because they don't know how to read their body. And I'm going to go over 4 different categories today. 1, bowel movements. 2, how to assess your own tongue. 3, how you feel after a meal. And 4, your appetite. So stay tuned. And I want to get right into it, but a small life update here because I'm recording and it's Monday, and in about 4 days, I'm going to be back in New York City to visit my clients there. Specifically, I'm working with one through a VIP package where we do healing for the weekend and we spend all day together where I monitor her and we just do whatever is necessary for her to reconnect with her body. And so healing and working so closely with the here is absolutely life changing. And it can take it very as type of format. For example, we go from body work, because I'm also a licensed massage therapist, to energy work, to channeling, to shifting the energies, to balancing her mindset through mindset exercises. And we go for walks, we go out, we just stay together all day. So my job is literally to tune in to what she needs every single day and moment in time, because emotions, especially through healing, can come up and explode. And so having a safe container can be life changing to process together and release so that the body can finally discharge these energies. So I'm really, really excited. I love New York City. It's one of my favorite city. I definitely feel alive there, maybe because it reminds me of Italy, and can't wait to see where this is going because it seems like the universe is taking me elsewhere as well. Like I'm in California, but New York City is rising right now for me. It's something that I'm experiencing more often. It's being in my field, and then Italy. So I love this. And this is your reminder that 1, if you ever are interested in working so closely together, this is available to you. 2, don't be afraid to chase your dreams, because that was my dream, to be more of a high end healer so that I can really take on that energy of that client and we can go on a beautiful miracle journey. So that is my little update. And now we can go into the signs of gut imbalance and slow metabolism. And I'm starting with this. You can eat all the kale that you want or the healthiest plate of food in front of you, and it won't matter at all if you can't digest it. It is something that changed my life, like weight loss versus understanding digestion, because that is the pathway of least resistance. In order to lose weight faster, you must understand how to enkindle, how to enhance your digestive system and understand what works for you. I have studied and I am an Ayurvedic counselor. So for those new to Ayurveda, Ayurveda means the science of life. This is a holistic science that truly stood the test of time. It's 5,000-year old, originated in India, that is designed to heal mind, body, and soul through a holistic approach where we look and treat the root cause rather than the symptoms. So instead of giving a pill that treats the visible symptoms, we understand the body and understand where does that energy comes from. What is imbalance? Is it coming from the physical, emotional, or spiritual? I wanted to help people in this field, but this changed my life and my perspective towards the body, towards the unique body type, towards understanding energies, towards understanding digestion. It was just life changing. Okay. Well, pretty much you need to understand that if you don't have a good digestive system, one, losing weight is going to be the hardest thing you'll ever embark on. Two, you will continue to build up toxins in your body that then they will deposit itself into like the physical body, creating blockages, creating toxins. And that's when we start seeing health issues, health symptoms. And three, if untreated, those symptoms can become chronic. And chronic issues are harder to reverse, not impossible. I'm going to say that again. Chronic issues are harder to reverse, but not impossible. So it's going to take you longer to reverse the chronic issues than a new symptom that it's showing up like right now. So if you're seeing anything that is showing up right now, please take my advice, go right into it, treat it the best you can, unroot the problem, change habits so that it doesn't happen again. Because we don't pay attention when we're young. And then we get to 50 and then we get to 60, 70-year-old and the body is just screaming. And then people are like, what am I going to do with this? And I need help. And help is given, but again, it's not going to take you 2 weeks. It's going to take you 6 months, a year, maybe two to reverse everything. And that is okay. That's actually a short amount of time in a lifetime span than believing all of the lies out there that you can do it in 2 weeks. Not going to happen. If you want something that's long lasting, it's going to take you time, but it's worthwhile. All right. So, the one thing that you must understand about digestion is understanding that if you digest the food that you're ingesting, you are way ahead of the game. That means that you're less likely to create ama, which is AMA, and in Sanskrit means toxins. We are going to take a look at the tongue assessment in a second, so stay with us. We're going to take a look at bowel movements first, because this is the first thing that I ask clients to determine where they're at, which is how often do you visit the bathroom? How often and how regularly do you have bowel movements? That will tell me right away what they are experiencing. And there are three cases. One, sluggish, which means once a day, but it's kind of like sluggish. That's how they describe it. Slow, sluggish. Then two, constipated or tends to be constipated. And three is 2 or more times per day. So they tend to have runny bowel movements. This is going to tell us what kind of metabolism you have. The first one is the slow metabolism. So it's a slower energy. That means that person that has a slower metabolism, we need to get that metabolism going. We need to speed that up. The second one is going to tell me that if they're likely to be constipated, their colon tends to be dry. Their colon tends to lack what we call lubrication, so good fats that are going to help bowel movements exit the body. And third case is you have a very fast metabolism and you are likely to have runny bowel movements. And that can lead to have a too fast of a metabolism, which can cause hyperacidity, ulcerative colitis, diarrhea, and so forth. Now, there is a huge science behind this. I'm just here to briefly tell you, if you haven't looked at your bowel movements and you don't know, this is your sign that you need to pay attention. So that's the first thing that I screen for me and the kids. And I'm like, that tells me the color, that tells me what. Hey, exciting news! Do you want to go to Italy with me on a culinary and spiritual journey? Do you want to experience Italy through the eyes of an Italian? Join me for an intimate luxury women's retreat in June 2024 with good food, good company, meditation, healing, soul provoking conversations to help you rest, rejuvenate, and awaken your soul. This event will be shared with 7 other women in one of the most beautiful local towns in northern Italy. Spots are limited, and if interested, visit loveholisticliving.com/Italy-retreat. Again, loveholisticliving.com/Italy-retreat. So excited! I need to be doing with my diet in order to balance myself. And again, if you're constipated, then make sure they introduce healthy fats. That is the quickest step for you to improve this, like really good healthy fats. Avocados, extra virgin olive oil, something that what we call fatty food, like beef, right? Something that is and has that healthy fat, like salmon. And you can go on and research yourself. Peanut butter is very oily, so it's that good fat from the nuts. And that is the first step, okay? To kind of cure the imbalance that is happening in the physical body. If you have a slow metabolism, make sure that you start eating lighter meals and that you start introducing more pungent foods like spicy foods, raw garlic, raw onions, and cayenne pepper, black pepper, a good chai in your diet, like something that is spicing you up, something that it's bringing that energy up, but it's also ginger, speeding that metabolism up. And if you have runny, like bowel movements and or 2+ per day, then make sure that you slow it down, avoiding the spicy foods, avoiding the pungent, avoiding sugary things, avoiding caffeine. Like you need to slow everything down, heavy, healthy meals. All right. So number 2 is the tongue assessment. And it's a very simple exercise that you can do right now in front of a mirror. If you're not driving, make sure that you're not driving while doing this because you need to look at your tongue. So what you do is you open your mouth and you stick your tongue out. If you have a white coating, kind of like in the back area, then it means that you have undigested food that turns into toxins in your body, which means that you're not digesting your food properly. That can create weight gain and or health issues depending on the severity of the unprocessed foods in your system. That is always something that I check. And believe me, every time I'm sick, I have that white coating. So what I do, the first thing you need to do is to fast to reestablish this balanced state. And yes, in this case, you can fast as long as you need to. Usually it's like 1, 2, or 3 days, or go through an Ayurvedic cleanse. So it's a holistic reset and reboot. And I have a whole course down there that it's available to you. We have the workbook in there. You have videos that are going to show you how to do this so that anytime you're sick, anytime you need to cleanse your body, you have this information. I'm going to post the link below. And yeah, make sure that you start fasting and then you start introducing the right food for your body. You start introducing things that you digest. So it's kind of important here to work with someone that knows about the body, and feel free to set up a one-on-one session where I can teach you these things to read your body, and or you can literally purchase a course. Mine is going to come out in the next month to learn about your body. But again, you need to understand, get rid of those toxins, that ama, that it's in the back of your tongue, to start digesting the food, to start losing weight faster. The third category here is how you feel after a meal. So you're going to understand if you have a balanced gut by how you feel after a meal, which means that if you always feel sluggish, you feel like you need to take a nap after a meal, that means that something is quite imbalanced. That is not okay. Like you should be able to master and have this constant energy throughout your day. And if it drops, that means that the metabolism is sluggish. Okay. Another signs that you can read are, for example, you're bloated. So bloating, gas, constipation, and or diarrhea. So we touched on this when we talked about bowel movements, but remember that if you're getting bloated every time after a meal, that means you need to adjust something here. And then the fourth category is your appetite. Your appetite will dictate your state of your metabolism and your gut imbalance. So if you are genuinely hungry, physical hunger, 3 times per day, that's where you should be going. That's where you should be in a healthy kind of relationship with you and your gut and your metabolism. That's the norm. If you are hungrier than that, and if you're like, I need to eat more, those are the types I see that type in men. They have a very fast metabolism and they need to eat, 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 eat. That is okay. So that tells us that they have a very fast metabolism. So they need to slow it down. Not a big deal. It's just the way their metabolism is. And you have a strong appetite. If your appetite is irregular, which means you're the snacker, you're like, I am snacking, not quite hungry for a full meal. That is telling me that your metabolism is irregular. You should be kind of regular. You should be having 3 meals a day and less snacking throughout the day. And if your metabolism, if your appetite is slow, which means that you're not hungry, but you're eating, that is the metabolism that is very, very sluggish, and you will likely see weight gain. So if you want to turn it around and let's just say go for weight loss, you will need to fast, cleanse, get rid of the toxins, speed up your metabolism, and understand how to eat to continue to increase the rate of the metabolism. Okay. Because what you want to achieve when you have a slow, sluggish metabolism, like I'm not hungry, but I'm eating, is to come back to feeling hungry so that you're burning. That is the first sign. Oh, I'm feeling hungry. That means that I'm burning calories. That means that my metabolism is kickstarting again. I know this was a lot of information, but if you really listen to this, you're going to find so many gems. And again, at Love Holistic Living, that's what we do. Right now, I'm really focusing on one-on-one sessions. So I don't take people on a journey, but you can still get a mind, body, and soul panel of what's going on and what to do next. So I hope this was helpful and let me know. A good ciao from your friend Sara.